Hey guys, Purely Awesome Cuber here, and today I'll be discussing all of the different Moyu sub-brands, because we all know that there's nothing as confusing as this. So, Moyu has made many different 3x3s and many different other cubes like 6x6s, but lately there's been a lot of sub-brands and different names of what the cubes are that apparently are still made by Moyu but don't have Moyu in the name, and there's a bunch of weird stuff going on, so I'm here to clear up that confusion. So, as of now, which is April 2017, there are 6 sub-brands of Moyu, as far as I know. So that's not including the original company of Moyu. But after that, we have Kong's Design, Guoguan, Cubing Classroom, or Mofeng Jiaoshi, Modre, Mohuan Xiaosu, and Senhuan. So, what? What are these? So, most of them are made by different designers in Moyu that have been given their own sort of brand of cubes, but they're still all made by Moyu and produced by Moyu and designed by people that are working with Moyu. So they're basically Moyu cubes, just with a different name, and because they've been designed by that person or that person who's running that part of Moyu. Most of these brands don't have that many cubes. Now, there are a few exceptions, Mofeng Jiaoshi, but most of them have only made 1 or 2 cubes, as opposed to all the cubes that Moyu has made without any of the sub-brands. Alright, so the first brand of Moyu to really start this trend of sub-brands was Kong's Design. Now, Kong was a designer at Moyu. He worked on making cubes, designing them, I don't know, maybe the Wei Long or something. But he was just a designer there that worked on making the cubes, and Moyu gave him his own sort of branch of Moyu, branch, whatever you want to call it. And so now they produce their own cubes. Now they're still Moyu cubes. It's just under the name of Kong's Design, and he is the one designing these cubes. So far, as of now, they only have 2 cubes out, the Kong's Design Yu Ying and the Kong's Design Mei Ying, which I have here. And their logo, which is awesome, I don't have it here, but it's like an onion with sunglasses or something. It's so cool. But anyway, yeah, they make great cubes, just like Moyu does, because they pretty much are Moyu. And it's a designer from Moyu designing the cubes. But yeah, that's the first sub-brand called Kong's Design. The next sub-brand from Moyu is Guoguan. Now, this was first introduced in January of last year, I believe, when the Guoguan Yuxiao, which I have here, came out. So, this is yet another sub-brand of Moyu, with the designer behind it, Guoguan, being given his own branch of Moyu. So they've produced also only 2 cubes so far, the Guoguan Yuxiao, which I have here, and the Guoguan Xinghen, the 2x2, which is also another great cube. So yeah, that's 2 down, 4 to go. Next, in September of 2016, the Senhuan Mars 3x3 came out. Now this is yet another sub-brand of Moyu. So far they only have 1 3x3, the one you see here on the cubicle, the Senhuan Mars. I don't have it, that's why I'm showing it to you on the cubicle. But yeah, yet another sub-brand. Apparently this one is not so good, according to Cubing Encoded, but you know, it's yet another 3x3 from yet another sub-brand. Oh, and I forgot to add Yan Chen to my list, so we still have 4 left. Ding. Then, in October of 2016, only a week or 2 after the release of that one that I just did, which was called San Juan, 3 more sub-brands came out. Now they were all within like a week or 2 of each other. So the first one I'm going to start with here is Mohuan Xiaosu. So far there's 2 cubes by this brand. The 2x2 you see here, the Mohuan Xiaosu Chu Wen, which came out after the first puzzle, which was the Chu Feng. They're 3x3. So I've heard that the Chu Feng is really good. Hopefully I'll be getting that soon, but as of now I don't have it yet. The 2x2 though is great, and I should have an unboxing out for it soon. But yeah, just another great sub-brand. There's really like, it doesn't even matter what the sub-brands are anymore. Honestly, like they're still just giving you great cubes, and you know it's from Moyu, it's most likely going to be a great cube. It's just called a different thing. So yeah, that's Mohuan Xiaosu, another sub-brand. Now we can take a look at another one that came out in October, Moju. So far, this one, Moju only has 1 cube out, and that's the one you see here, the Moju M3. In my opinion, it's a great cube. It really works well. It reminds me of like the GTS a little bit, except a bit more flexible and a bit faster. But it's a great cube, great performance, and really just another Moyu cube from another sub-brand that is known as Moju. The last one we'll be looking at from October 2016 is Cubing Classroom, or Mofang Jiaoxi. So this is a very interesting one. So it's kind of Moyu's take on like budget cubes and stuff. Now, they have never really been big with budget cubes. They always have like really expensive cubes out. But this is kind of their budget line. It's called Cubing Classroom, implying that it's for like maybe newer cubers or cubers that are learning. So yeah, they have had a ton of cubes come out from this line though. The one you see here is, I believe, the Mofang Jiaoxi MF3RS, I think it's the RS. I might be wrong about that though, but it's one of those. It's one of the 3x3 versions. So all of the cubes in this line, they have up to a 7x7. They even have like mirror blocks now and stuff, which is really cool. But all of them have like an M and then their layer puzzle. So like it's MF and then their layer puzzle. So it's like the MF7, and then usually there's an S or an RS or nothing to indicate like which version it is. And I assume the MF stands for Mofang, although I could be totally wrong about that, because it is Mofang Jiaoxi, you know. But I don't know. This is just another brand, but these actually are different and they stand out from the rest of the sub-brands, so I can kind of understand why they would make it. It kind of actually serves a purpose to like be, oh, this is our line of cubes that is like budget cubes or for newer cubers, and it really stands out and helps to separate it. While it's still from the same company, it's like a separate type of cubes. So I find this one really helpful. And lastly, in December of 2016, we had the release of the Yansheng Yan 3. So that means, yep, another sub-brand, Yansheng. And really it's just more great cubes. The Yansheng Yan 3 is a great cube, but it really is just another sub-brand. Awesome logo though. Alright, so now I'm going to try and sum this all up and make sense of it. So on my desk here I have laid out all of the different brands. You can imagine that San Juan is there, the San Juan Mars. But so here is the GTS, just symbolizing Moyu. So that's a cube made by Moyu. That's actually called the Moyu Weilong GTS. But then all of these are from different sub-brands. So over here we have great sub-brands that are like, they have good performing cubes that could basically just have been released by Moyu, and I've done some research on them, but I don't really know why they weren't. Like, I don't really know the purpose of making more sub-brands, because they're just regular great cubes made by Moyu, just not like called Moyu. So maybe it's like to try and make it seem like it's something new. I don't know. But the Moju brand, the Yancheng brand, the Mohuan Xiaosu brand, and the Senhuan brand, they all release, as far as I can tell, cubes that they're trying to be like good speed cubes, maybe higher end, yeah, that kind of stuff. Here we have two sub-brands, Goguan and Kong's Design. These are the only two, as far as I could find, that were made for specific designers. Now, I might be wrong, maybe some of these over here are like that too, but as far as I know, these two were made by Kong and Goguan. Yeah, so they were sub-brands made for that person so they could make their own cubes and design them and all that good stuff. So these are cool different sub-brands, but again, they just release like higher-end great speed cubes. And then here we have Mofang Jiaoshi, or Cubing Classroom, and they release all the budget cubes, the okay cubes that aren't really the best. They're not higher end, but they're great for their price, which is really awesome. They have a 7x7 for like $20 or something. It's fantastic. But anyway, I hope this can make sense of all the sub-brands, because it can be very confusing. And I hope this video helped with that. I'm sorry if it made it more confusing, but there's a lot going on. So now there's just one last issue I would like to address. That's right, it's an issue. So we have all these cubes made by Moyu or some sub-brand of Moyu, but they're all really still made by Moyu, great cubes that are, can you guess? Yep, made by Moyu. But then there is a question, and that question is named YJ. So we got all these cubes from Moyu over here, no matter what they may be called, but YJ is a totally different story, and it can be very confusing to some people. So people think maybe YJ's a part of Moyu, maybe Moyu is owned by YJ, maybe they're the same company, just called different things, like one of them's a sub-brand of the other one, kind of like Goguan or something. But I was doing some research, and it looks like YJ, they make their own cubes, but they have their factory where they like produce the plastic and make the cubes, and Moyu uses the factory to make their own cubes. So I know the names are similar, but try and not pay attention to that. That just makes it more confusing. But as far as I can tell, Moyu just uses YJ's factories to make their own cubes, but they aren't the same company. They're two different companies making their own separate cubes. So yeah, a lot going on here with Moyu, YJ, Guoguan, Yancheng, Moju, Kong's Design, Mofang Jiaoshi, Mohuan Xiaosu, and Senhuan. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, it would mean so much. And comment any ideas you'd have for like videos or suggestions or anything. And of course, subscribe to get notified for any new videos. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.